Hey guys, welcome to another video here on Offside Trap. And because of the big news surrounding Chelsea's transfer ban, I'm going to do a little video here about what Chelsea's starting 11 would look like with just all of their players who are out on loan. And I'll tell you what guys, Chelsea have so many players on loan. They have like enough to fill about 3 teams, about 42 players on loan. It's crazy. To be clear, it's not a team of their promising youngsters. It's just a team of the best players that they have out on loan and who would make their starting 11 if they all had to play tomorrow for Chelsea. Now, some players who are out on loan are with an option to buy, but they're technically still owned by Chelsea now. So what the hell, I'm just going to use them and put them in the team anyway. Now, in at goalkeeper is Eduardo, who is a bit of a weird one for Chelsea to have on their books. 36-year-old Portuguese goalkeeper who Chelsea signed in 2016 as a third-string backup keeper, and he hasn't played a game for Chelsea at all. So he's since been loaned out to the Dutch club Vitesse in July 2018, where he's played 29 games with 4 clean sheets and conceded 39 goals. Obviously not the best goalkeeper here by any means, but he does have a lot of experience, having played for clubs like Genoa and Braga, and I just think he'd have a bit more trust playing in the Premier League than some of the youngsters that Chelsea have on loan right now. In at right back is Rhys James, who is a youth product of Chelsea. He's played his whole youth career with Chelsea, and this season he's been shipped off to Wigan Athletic on loan. And at just 19 years old, he's played 33 games so far for Wigan, scoring 1 goal and assisting 1. He's picked up 5 man of the match performances for Wigan this season already. And he's a very promising youngster, strong crosser, and he can take a free kick. He's one for Chelsea's future as well. At centre-back, we've got Kenneth Amarillo, who joined Chelsea way back in 2012, and he's another one who also hasn't played a game for Chelsea. He's 25 years old, and he's just been loaned out to numerous clubs, a lot of them being Turkish clubs, where he's actually been a starter for pretty much all of the clubs he's been on loan to. Played consistently. He's now on loan to Leganes in the La Liga, where he's played 20 games for them so far. And yeah, he's actually a decent defender, good at blocking the ball. I mean, at 25, I don't think his Chelsea career is going to go anywhere. But out of all the other defenders and centre-backs that Chelsea have out on loan, I think Amarillo is one of the stronger ones. That's obviously why he's in the team. And partnering him in the centre-back position is Zouma, who will be gifted the captain's armband for the loanee players. Signed from Saint Etienne in 2014. Zouma was actually one of the most promising centre-backs at the time. I'm sure you could probably remember. The Frenchman played 71 games for Chelsea at his time there, but due to not getting much game time in the recent years, he's been loaned out to numerous clubs such as Stoke, and he's now at Everton. The 24-year-old has played a total of 27 games this season with 1 goal and 1 assist, and he's turned out to be quite an average defender, to say the least. He can improve still, but he's probably Chelsea's best defender that they have anyway. I do think Zouma can actually help out if this loan ban actually does happen. 24 years old, he's still not that old, and he can still improve quite a lot. In at left back is Ola Aina, who is a Chelsea youth product as well. 22-year-old played a total of 6 games for Chelsea before he was shipped off to Hull City, where he played a total of 46 games for them, and he's currently on loan to Torino now in Serie A, where he's played an impressive 23 games for them, scoring 1 goal with 1 assist. Plays mostly at wing back, he'll have no trouble pushing back a bit. He's actually been quite impressive in Serie A, being quite a tricky league to play in. Nigerian's a pretty strong defender, being good at interceptions, and he's had 1 man of the match performance already at Torino. If Chelsea didn't have 20 wing backs already, I would say bring him back, but at 22 years old, he still has a lot of time to grow, and he could be useful for Chelsea in the future. Now at centre mid's a promising young player, Mason Mount, who is another Chelsea youth product. Hasn't played a game for Chelsea yet, but at 20 years old, he's been on loan to Vitesse already last season, where he played quite brilliantly with 13 goals to his name, 10 assists in 39 games. Now on loan to Derby County, where he's played so far 32 games, with 6 goals and 3 assists. He does play at centre attacking mid sometimes. He can play in centre mid position. He's had 1 man of the match this season so far with Derby County. He's a good goal scorer, has a good shot on him, and can take set pieces. And I think Mason Mount, being 20 years old, has a great future ahead of him. Chelsea will be looking to hold on to that one. Holding up in centre defensive mid is Temu Bakayoko. He was transferred to Chelsea from Monaco in the 2017-18 season, where the 24-year-old turned out to be a bit of a flop for Chelsea, if you remember. Although he did play 43 games with 3 goals and 3 assists. He was sent on loan to get his confidence up a bit, where he's actually now been killing it in Serie A with AC Milan. He's been a big part of their season, playing 29 games with 4 men of the match performances. Bakayoko is physically a perfect player for the defensive mid position. He's very strong defensively and is dynamic on the ball as well. I think AC Milan have the option to buy here. I'm not sure if Chelsea can actually bring him back, but I think he has improved vastly as a player and he could help Chelsea out if they are ever in need of a midfield. On the other side of Bakayoko at centre mid is Mario Pasalic. The 24-year-old Croatian signed for Chelsea in 2014, where he has also never played a game for the Blues. He has since been loaned out every season to different clubs, including Monaco and AC Milan, where he's now actually out loaned to Atalanta in Serie A, where he's played 26 games with 3 goals and 7 assists, and has been quite instrumental to Atalanta's season. He's not the best defender, but he does have great vision and is a good finisher. And out of all of the other loanee midfielders, I think Pasalic has played a lot of game time and he is proven with some big teams. At left wing we got Kennedy. The Brazilian signed to Chelsea in 2015 from Fluminense, and over 3 seasons he's played 27 games for Chelsea. The 23-year-old is now on loan to Newcastle United since January last season, where he scored 3 goals with 3 assists in 36 games. Now Kennedy's not much of a big goal scorer, but he's very versatile, can play pretty much anywhere on the pitch, and he's more of a left midfielder, but he has played left wing. And what I love about Kennedy, he has a very strong defensive contribution, so he will drop back, help the team in defense. I think Kennedy still has a strong future at Chelsea if he keeps his performance up, and could definitely be helpful if Hazard does decide to go while these transfer bans are happening. Now at right wing is Christian Pulisic, who Chelsea did quite well, and they were lucky to get him before this transfer ban has happened. Still very young at 20 years old, he's been around for a while, but Chelsea signed him last transfer window and loaned him straight back to Dortmund, where he currently plays on loan, so obviously hasn't played for Chelsea yet. The American was pretty much a teenage sensation for Dortmund, where he played 119 games with 16 goals and 24 assists. He's also very versatile, can play attacking mid. He's going to be playing as a winger here. This season he scored 4 goals with 4 assists in 22 games and has had 1 man of the match performance with Dortmund this season. He's a very strong dribbler, does get fouled often because of this. Now this whole team and Chelsea in general is one of the best youngsters with the most potential. And I'm sure Pulisic will actually help out the team with this transfer ban happening, especially if Hazard does decide to go. Now at striker is Alvaro Morata. Again, I did struggle a lot with this one because Tammy Abraham has been doing so good with Aston Villa this season, but Morata is still somewhat of a top striker in football, arguably. I mean, he's still had a lot of experience on the big stage. The 26-year-old signed from Real Madrid in the 2017-18 season last season, and most people would still think of him as a flop, and you're not entirely wrong, but he still did score 24 goals with 6 assists in 1.5 seasons at Chelsea in 72 games. I mean, it's decent. He's now been on loan to Atletico Madrid, where he's only played 4 games and he's just had 1 assist with no goals yet, but with a bit more experience I think he'd make the team over Abraham as of now. And that's the team, guys. It's actually quite decent, a pretty young team with great potential, but also a few seasoned players sprinkled in there. I'm actually a big fan of that midfield 3 with Bakayoko, Mount and Pasalic. Bakayoko being solid in front of the defense, Mount and Pasalic going forward. Not sure how they'd go with Sarri ball, if Sarri's not sacked yet, that is. The defense might be a bit shaky for the Premier League, Zouma being the only real player with experience there. Good to see Kennedy dropping back a bit to help the defense out. Very balanced team. It's probably the best of the bunch that Chelsea have on loan. This is why they're in the team, obviously. I'll bring up the subs. These are the subs. There's a few that I wanted to have in. As I said, Abraham, Victor Moses, Kylian Hazard even. Some good players there in their own rights, and they'd fit in for subs in this loan team. I think they'd be a pretty good mid-table team, give or take, and there's a lot of young players here would actually benefit them with the transfer ban. Hopefully Chelsea can integrate them into the team somehow so they can blossom into their own. I highly doubt it, but anyway guys, that's the squad. All Chelsea's loan players in a starting 11. Comment below who I missed out, who you think should be in this squad. I'm sure there's some disagreement with me here. Make sure you give the video a big thumbs up if you like the video. Share this video, and also don't forget to subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. I'm going to be releasing at least 2 videos a week, so stay tuned for that, guys. And don't forget to watch all the other videos we got here. Check out the rap parodies, they're pretty funny. And that's it, guys. I'll see you later.